After a 3-year hiatus, the two sides agreed to keep talking for 9 months, a period which expires in late April. Well, the meeting today is the subject of today's Inside Look, and joining me on the set is the Palestinian ambassador to France, Hael Al-Fahoum. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. First of all, if you will, there's been so much secrecy surrounding these negotiations. Where do we stand at the moment on the peace talks?
Yeah, it's very difficult to tell you about all details about these negotiations because nothing infiltrated out of the contacts coming out from the contact between ourselves, the Americans, the Palestinians, the Israelis, and the Americans. But the Americans are doing the best effort to proceed and to find a mechanism of implementation of parameters well known by the international community. So the obstacles coming, unfortunately, from our neighbors that they are adding every day a new condition to the parameters of the solutions. So the parameters of the solution, of the final solution between the state of Palestine and the state of Israel are well known to everybody. There is an international consensus about this. We have to find out the mechanism of implementation of these parameters.
Tell us a bit more precisely, what are these parameters that you're talking about?
You know, the two-state solution. Jerusalem is the capital of the two-state. To find the solution for the Palestinian refugees, to find the solution for the water resources in Palestine, the sky space of Palestine, the borders, the security issue for Israel and for Palestine. So our position is very clear concerning these parameters. And really we are doing, you know, the best effort, and we have compromised, you know, since '88 up till now to reach, you know, a fair and just solution for the question of Palestine and Israel. And now even the Secretary of State Kerry used to declare that the state of Palestine is the key for the solution and for the stability in all the Middle East. You know, this is a very complicated equation. So he's trying to find a cumulative solution for this complex equation of the Palestine-Israel question.
And yet, given the position of the Israelis, there is going to have to be more compromise needed on behalf of the Palestinians for these talks to go anywhere. Where are the Palestinians willing to go? What will they compromise?
You know, we have no other compromises to make. You know, we've done, you know, all what we can do. Otherwise, you know, we are losing our own identity. You know, that unfortunately the strategy of the Israelis were trying to push forward since more than 60 years. And now there is an international consensus about the Palestinian identity. It's recognized by almost all the world, including the Americans and the Israelis themselves. So we have to push to find the mechanism of implementation and not to look for new compromises or new parameters.
Let's get back to this framework for the peace process that Mr. Kerry is working on. What exactly is in it, if anything?
Unfortunately, you know, he fixed 9 months to find a solution and then to start implementing the solution. Now we are talking about a framework of parameters for negotiation, to extend the negotiation. Nobody knows about these new ideas or new approaches of Secretary of State Kerry. We know that he has a strong political will to go forward in the negotiation. We know that the American administration is really willing in solving this issue, this question, Palestine-Israel, because otherwise the Middle East will never have the stability which is needed for the whole international community. It's not an external issue to the United States. It's a part of their national security issue. It's not an external issue for Europe. This is why we are holding this meeting here in Paris. And the president is going to meet President Holland later, you know, this week. And because we consider that France is positively implicated in the issue of peace in the Middle East.
So just to finish up, this deadline is looming in late April. Are you at all optimistic? Do the Palestinians think there will be a breakthrough?
It's very difficult to be neither optimistic or pessimistic. We are realistic. We will do our best effort to make a real substantial progress in the issue of peace in the Middle East. This is the strategy of Palestine. This is the strategy of the Palestinian leadership. This is the strategy of President Mahmoud Abbas.
All right, thank you, sir. That's all
Thank
the
you.
time we have. A Palestinian ambassador to France, Haile El Fahoum. Thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. All right, sports is up next on France 24. On the way, a Champions League victory for Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain have already played themselves